Buongiorno, and welcome to the Italian American radio show and podcast. Whether you're sipping an espresso, indulging in a plate of pasta, or just tuning in from your favorite pizzeria, we're here to bring you the flavors, traditions, and stories that make up the heart of the Italian American experience. From the bustling streets of Little Italy to the family kitchens where recipes are passed down through generations, we'll explore it all. So grab a canoe, settle in, and let's embark on this delightful journey together. In each episode, we'll feature interviews with fascinating guests, share authentic recipes, and dive into the history that shaped the Italian American community. But most importantly, we want to hear from you. Call in, share your stories, and let's create a community that celebrates the essence of La Dolce Vita. You can also catch our podcast episodes for a taste of Italy wherever you are. So whether you're Nana's favorite or just discovering your roots, get ready for a radio experience that's amore, right here on the Italian American radio show and podcast. Andiamo! Stay tuned for an hour of cultural delights coming your way on the Italian American radio show and podcast.
Good afternoon, Las Vegas. This is Fran Sullivan with the Italian American Radio Show and Podcast. Happy to be here and happy to have listeners like you tuning in. Pardon me. Our listeners are tuning in more and more, which is great since all the craziness we had trying to get the show put together. But it's coming around. And for those listening, maybe even perhaps watching, it's really been hard for me the last 2 months putting this show together and things just happening that I never expected, but I should have because of all the things that happened previous to that. But in the next 2 weeks, this show is going to turn around unbelievably. I'm looking at my producer across from me, and he's looking at me and he's saying, "You sure, Fran?"
I don't believe you at all.
Well, believe it. It's going to turn around, and it'll start to show what it was really all about. And I can't wait to start doing it. But my other problems that I was running into are behind me pretty much now, so I have more free time to spend to the radio show, and I intend to do that. And with that said, thank you for tuning in today. Excuse me. And we have a fella from South Philly who's going to be on, Frank Ricchetti. He wrote a book. He did some music, songs. Been in a couple movies, I believe, and one fairly new movie. And so you may know him when you see him. But in any event, he'll be on about 20 after. We'll call him in South Philly and see what's happening down there. Speaking of South Philly, the president was there yesterday. I was laughing because he was at a place. It was called, what is the name of it? It's the kids. It'll come to me in a minute. I don't know why I don't know it, because I pretty much helped this kid out many, many years ago. And he went on to do some really funny stuff on television, commercials. I mean, and Tony Luke, that's his name, Tony. And he went to Tony Luke's, which is a steakhouse. It's not a steakhouse, it's a cheesesteak house. It's at Front in Oregon. Truly, they have the best steak sandwiches in South Philly. Absolutely, unless it's changed since I've been there.
So has it? How does it compare to Pops? I don't know if you've been to Pops.
Pop, if he opened up next to Pop would be out of business.
Oh, I just wanted to make
nuts.
you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah, no
there's
comparison.
there's those certain places that are like semi close to each other.
Well, Pops is a Philly place.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. They had they built them out in the really and truly, they built them in the poorer neighborhoods. They built the shack
Yeah.
to look, and it was actually it was a steak and shake. That's what it started out.
Was it really? Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice of it.
And but it didn't go over. The clientels they were looking for, some didn't have the money. It just didn't work out, you know. When I came here, I took my daughter. We lived around a corner from there. Well, not right around a corner, but you know, down a little bit. We lived off of Palomino, and I said to Bridget, "You want to go get a cheesesteak? We'll go to that Pop's place and check it out." So she said, "Yeah, Dad, come on, let's go." Now she was only maybe 7 years old. We go there, and I am not kidding you when I tell you this. I ordered 2 cheesesteaks. I'm looking at the guy. At that time, I don't know how they cook it now because I never went back. But I'm looking at the fella, and he had a like a pan, like a gravy pan, a 2-inch, 2.5 inch, or 3-inch gravy pan that you put gravy in, and that's what he was. He had that in front of him on the grill, and there was a grill there. Well, he took the steak. I'm not kidding. And he put the steak inside this. It looked like dishpan water. It didn't look like gravy now. It looked like dirty water. And he put the steak in that. And then he took it out of there and put it on the grill. And I'm looking at him, and I said, "What are you doing? What is that?" And he looked at me like I was crazy. I'm cooking these steaks. I said, "You're cooking the steaks in water? You dip it in water and then throw it on a grill?" I never heard of that in my life. You're supposed to be using oil. Oh, you're going to tell me how to cook the steak? And my daughter is grabbing my arm, you know, and Dad, you know. So I just said, no, I'm not going to tell you. I wanted to kill him. I didn't want to tell him. But I got the 2 cheesesteaks. We went and we sat down. Now, naturally, Bridget, she really didn't know, but I took a couple bites of it. It was horrible. It was awful. And all gristle. And, you know, if you had that cheesesteak, you know what gristle is. You know, if you had a horse meat, because you get a lot of gristle with horse meat. In any event, I never went back. And there were other places that took their place, you know what I mean? Capriati's came in, and they were very good. But the best place in South Philly is not Geno's or Pat's Steak. It's Tony Luke's at Front and Oregon, and that's the truth. Anybody from South Philly would be able to tell you that. They take broccoli rabe, which is an Italian. It's like spinach, you know, and they put the broccoli rabe on a sandwich, and God Almighty, it's unbelievable. But the kid, I was doing TV commercials in Philly, early '90s, and Tony and his aunt had a house that they lived up on 7th and Wharton. They lived in it, and they started cooking in the house, Italian foods, and they would deliver it to people. You know, older people that didn't want to cook and people that just didn't want to cook. His aunt was a fabulous cook. Well, I made him some commercials. And to be honest, I don't think I even charged him because I liked him. You know, I liked the kid. He was a really nice kid.
Did you know there was a Tony Luke's inside of the Rio now?
Oh, they got one in the Rio.
There's one inside of the Rio food court.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably same guy.
It's the Philly
South
place.
Philly, yeah.
Yeah, but it's so. Now I would like you to go there, and try that and see how it is, and see if it's
the same
as close.
Yeah. What you have to do with a cheesesteak or a steak sandwich, doesn't have to be a cheesesteak. It could just be a regular steak sandwich. You have to use ribeye steak, and you can buy a piece of ribeye steak, like a 2-pound piece, and you know they'll cut you a 2-pound piece, and you have them slice it the size of lunch meat. Now they look at you like you're a little crazy, but you tell them that that's what you want them to do, and you slice that down, and you put that on a grill or on in a frying pan with some oil, good oil, not a lot. You don't need a lot of oil, and you don't need cheese to be real about it. You put fried onions on it, but you do need a good roll. The roll is very important, and you can get some good rolls out here now. You didn't years ago, but you can now, and you got a good sandwich if you do that. But I was laughing because I want to get back to here's Donald Trump and Tony Luke's. Now the place is packed. Everybody's, they're all Trump, 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 right? So he was talking to this one guy, and I think the guy said he had to leave, and he said, "Don't leave." Trump said, "Don't leave. I'm buying everybody steak sandwiches." I'm laughing. I said, "Here's the president. I'm buying everybody steaks." There must have been 100 people in that little room. I'm not kidding. Who knows what was outside, but he don't care. I mean, Trump don't care. Biden would never do that. He goes in with his ice cream. He's the ice cream guy. Never heard him one time say, "Give everybody in the place an ice cream cone or a banana split or an ice cream sundae." Wouldn't that be nice? The president, you could talk about that for the rest of your life. I remember when the president bought me an ice cream sundae or a banana split. Get out of here. It's never going to happen. And but I laughed. It was a good laugh with the Trump buying everybody sandwiches. And, but that's what he is. That's what he does. Trump's got a little style about him, a little class about him, and it's just something that you have. It's something you have. It's not something that I don't believe it just grows on you. I mean, I guess you could follow somebody if you were in their company long enough to understand to have a little finesse and a little bit of class. But I think it's something that you just have from when you're a young kid. And like that's my belief. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. And he definitely has that. He definitely has style, and he definitely has class. Oh, you know what else, too? I've been wanting to say this. You watch these people, really, whoever's listening to this show, please listen to what I'm going to tell you right now. When you see Donald Trump out and you see all of these people that are interviewing him or they're talking about him, he doesn't have to be there. They're talking about him and bad-mouthing him. This is what I want you to look at. I want you to look from their waist down. Them. I'm talking about the ones that are talking about him. And these are all news people, money people, people on TV that get paid $15, $20 million a year. I want you to look at their clothing and look at their clothes and look how they're dressed. And this is what I'm going to tell you, because you're going to say to you, "Oh, well, they dress all right." No, they don't, because they don't know how to dress. You see those stovepipe pants that everybody wears? You got a $500 suit on with a stovepipe leg. Are you crazy? Seriously, are you nuts? I was as a kid, I just loved to dress. I would never wear that, ever. And that's me, and I'm here to say, listen, if I ever dressed you, if you ever wanted to learn how to dress, you give me a call, and I'll show you how to dress. You'll look like a movie star from the 40s. And who do we got on the line? Frankie's on the line?
Yes,
Frankie
Frankie.
Sinatra or Frankie Ricchetti?
Oh.
Both?
Frank Ricchetti.
Frankie.
Hey, Fran, how you doing?
All right, Frank. How's things in South Philly?
It's hot, really hot.
Well, it's really hot here. It's 108.
Wow, you're about 8 degrees higher out there than we are here.
Yeah, but you got the humidity. We don't have the humidity like Philly. So it's really
Yeah,
hot. When it's 100 there, you're sweating your yin yang's off.
Yeah, even with the air conditioning.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It's bad. Yeah, I understand. I really do, and especially the older people. Pardon me, or people that have to walk around. They don't have a vehicle, and they have to get out in this stuff. God Almighty! But in any
Well,
event-
hopefully,
go ahead.
yeah, hopefully it's over soon.
Well, it probably will be. It probably will be over soon. I was talking about Trump being at Tony Luke's last night, buying steaks for everybody, and what a class act he is, and he is. But anyway, I talk enough about me. There's something going on with my producer over there. He's smiling. He's looking at something. He's smiling. I know it's about me, but he's no, it's not. It better not be, you dirty dog. But in any event, Frank, give us a little idea of what you've been doing, when you started doing it, and where you are today.
Well, Fran, I'll tell you the truth. It's one thing I wanted to pursue more aggressively when I was younger, I think. And of course, going to college and things like that, and raising family after family. Well, like I said, I'm married 3 times. I've had different events happen in my life that were setbacks, actually. And then, really, they are setbacks.
Yeah, there's setbacks. Yeah.
They say when you get divorced and you rebuild yourself, it takes about 5 years. For you to get back to where you were before. To be a viable person, to be one that's looked at and appreciated again. And so you figure it's been 3 times, well, 2 times actually. This is my 3rd. She's going to be staying for sure. I'm sure of that. And so you figure a 10-year loss there at least. My first marriage was 27 years old, 27 and a half. So I didn't get married too young. And that lasted about 5-6 years. And I guess it was 1978 was the first. Lasted till like 82, I believe, or 86. And the other one was 1988. That lasted for 19 years. So you're talking 2008 when that one happened. That one ended.
Well, you were having a shot on that one,
It's hard to say what happened actually with that one, and being so together at that time, and also being a stepfather to her 3 children was another challenge.
Oh wow, yeah. And
gracefully, I went through that. I raised her kids, and I raised my 2 kids for my first marriage, and then we had the 6th one between me and her. We had a daughter between each other, which she was married last year in March, and everything's been going well with her. She's in some kind of biochemistry research.
Good for her.
She graduated Temple, so Penn State rather. So things were going again. It's been an aspiration. I've always desired to be in the entertainment world. Of course, like I said, there were setbacks. I was on TV twice when I was younger in 73, I think it was, 72 or 73. In Atlantic City, I was in the convention hall on a talk show. I think I mentioned that last time I was here. I was asked to sing a couple songs, which I did on my guitar. And the next shot I had at the television show was, it was 1976 after that on Wallen, New Jersey. When I was out there working as a counselor, actually. So we had a half hour of a TV program where they allowed us, just me and my buddies, just to sing for 30 minutes. So that kind of inspired me. It kind of inspired me to say to myself, you're going to college for one thing, but yet you really, really want to do something else.
Yeah.
And the purpose of going to college is so you can secure a future. You want to make sure that you can get a decent job when you're out, a real good job. They call them real good jobs. And I know people that went to college. They got out of college and they had to go work for UPS.
Yeah.
Because there were no jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And when you're at your age, that was happening for you, you needed somebody behind you saying, you could do this, Frank, you could do this, you could do this. This is going to work for you. You needed somebody to do that. And if you don't have that, you don't get it done. yet you have your own. I mean, you are the only one that believes in you, and you got to have people believe in you. You just do, and for you to make it. I mean, and I don't mean make it real big. I mean, to just be able to get up on a stage and enjoy singing and enjoy entertaining people. So
Well,
I
I guess,
understand where you're coming from. I truly do. But go on,
well,
finish your story. It's getting good.
well, as you were saying, I had no one behind me at the time. Of course, like I said, I was raising families, and the focus was to make sure you're bringing home the bread.
Right.
But I did do a lot of karaoke singing, which turned into some offers to go sing at events. For go in and get drunk or something. No, they were a little bit classy kind of places,
Right.
and it was a certain night that karaoke was being performed. Guy would set up. He had been in the business for 20 years. His name was Harry O, by the way, and he's still doing it. And I think he's in his 80s, and he's still doing it. And he allowed us to sing. He would actually, if you sang and you wanted your record recorded, your performance recorded, he would charge you $5 to record your record and give you a record while you were singing and give it to you to take home.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, and it was great. So when I finally got my song written, which is a part of the book, as I mentioned before, the song "That's When Love Walks Out on You," I mentioned that song came to me in a dream. The words were very vivid, and ran to my office and wrote the words down. Then I wrote the music with the guitar and sent it out to Nashville. Horizon Music, Ronnie James and Randy Brown did the vocals on it from the group. I forget the name of the group there. Alabama, exactly. So I was starting to take my soundtrack to the karaoke places where I was going, and they were allowing me to sing that. So that's as far as I got with that song. Actually, I really like the song better than the book that I wrote. I think the song has a more of a personable and a more positive presentation. The book is filled with a lot of grief. It's not something I think people would cater to or be admonished by it, but they might see the truth of it, which is one reason I wrote the book. Is I didn't cover anything up at all. It is what I call a naked book. It exposes every emotion that a person could have, I think, in my view, and every type of relationship or a example of a relationship. And some of the parts may make me look bad. Some parts may make me look good. But you'll know that it's all real and it's not something fabricated. And that's the reason for that book. And so here I am now. I'm 73 years old, and I've been in a movie, but I didn't make the cut. It was De Niro's movie,
Right.
The Irishman. So that was cut out of the scene. Me and 4 other couples were cut out of the scene, which wasn't just me. They just decided not to do the scene. And so nothing happened there anyway. But I did get other calls to go and star in movies with Samuel L. Jackson. But they were way down south, and I just didn't have the ability to go down and do that because I was working. I have a wife here, trying to provide for her too, and I just couldn't see the way to get there and to have someone actually support me in doing that. So I didn't go. So that's where I'm at now. So all I've been trying to do right now is I'm getting offers to produce my book into a movie from some unknowns that keep emailing me, and I don't know if they're legit or not. So that's why I went to Joe Goodrich and asked him to look at the book and see what he thought. And that's when he connected me with you. And so that's where we are right now today. In this hour, and hopefully, if all goes well, maybe something will become of these presentations.
Have you heard back from Joey at all, or no?
I did see him one more time. As I mentioned before, he's caring for his mother, and He had said to me about a couple of weeks ago he had something else he was going to share with me, but he didn't get that to that point yet. And I do see him like at least once a week. But again, I let him stay to himself, and of course that's what he's desiring to do right now. He doesn't want to get involved in anything per se right now,
Right.
because of the condition of his mother, and she just needs to be supported, physically supported.
Is she in a nursing home?
No, she's not. She's not in a nursing home. She's not in a wheelchair. She's not in a walker. They come in together. He holds her hand, and they sit down. And he actually sings in the. We have a singing class on Thursdays where they perform songs for events. For example, like the 4th of July, they have a event coming up. They're going to sing songs. They did the Easter event songs, and Joe sings a solo sometimes. He gets up there and he sings in the group. They allow certain people to sing solos, and then they allow mostly the group people to sing together.
Right.
Some of the songs, yeah. So it's fun. It's fun. And my wife's involved in that too. She's involved in the singing group.
Well, sorry to hear his mom's not feeling well. And does he talk about his sister Carol at all to you?
Never has mentioned her to me at all, really.
I'm just wondering if she is helping him out with his mom, But what are you going to do? I'm not saying she doesn't, or didn't, or won't. But he was always trying to help his nephew and his sister, and he never got much respect for it, unfortunately.
Well, the good die young, they say.
Well,
The more good you do, the more it seems.
Yeah, the more they bust the chops, But well, I'm glad that he looks good, huh?
Yeah, he looks fine. He really does. Yes.
That's what all I would care about, Joey. I hired Joey to work for me in the early '90s, and when he came up to be interviewed, he came with his mother. She came with him. I'm not kidding you.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. That's the relationship Joe had with his mom. That he could do that and get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? And he did. And I hired him in a minute, and it was one of the best things I ever did. And he was a kid. He was 20, 21 maybe. Super salesman. Really.
Now, what did he do exactly?
What did he do for me?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
He sold advertising. I did TV commercials.
Wow.
And that's what he did. He never did it in his life. But I told him what I wanted him to do, and he went and done it. And I had 7 or 8 salesmen. He was the best out of all of them, and always. And that was in Philly. We were in Philly, and I had just started the company, and was getting it going when I hired. Oh, I hired a lot of people, but Joey was one of them. And his mom was, she was a pretty lady in those days, She might have been.
Yeah,
she still had the red hair, reddish blonde.
Yeah, she still looks good. You can tell her features were gorgeous features.
Yeah, she was very, very pretty. She was very pretty. And, and Joe, he didn't have a great life. He grew up tough, And but he succeeded in doing things that other people dream about. But you have to not do what you did. You have to get in the car and drive to Alabama or whatever it is. Takes one day and find out what it's about. Could have went on a Friday and got there on a Saturday and been back on a Monday if it was something, because he might have told you got a shot to make $10,000. I don't know, and neither do you, because you didn't go.
Here's the thing: the reason I didn't go, my wife had just had her operation on her foot. She was in a boot.
Okay.
And she couldn't walk.
All right.
And I couldn't leave her home. She was 70 at the time, I think, at least. almost, she'll be 77 now. But,
Right.
she was actually 65, I think. But I had to stay home with her.
Well, you're a good guy. You stuck it out with her, and who knows what you missed. Was it a movie he was making, or was it the commercials, or what?
No, he wanted me to sing the vocals on the song that I sent to him. And when he asked me to come out, she had just had her toes. All her toes were shortened for some reason. They were a bit gnarled or something, and they had to perform an operation on her toes. They had to actually cut them and restitch them back together, and they had to push pins in her toes to keep them straight while they healed. And it was like 6 weeks of that. And she wasn't a walker, and she was in a boot, and I had to keep everything downstairs for her to do whatever she had to do. And there was no way I could leave her by herself. Just no way at all. But it wasn't a movie. It was just for me to sing the vocals. So he let Randy Brown sing the vocals and then sent me the CDs. And I went from there. I just did whatever I could with the song. I put it on Facebook. I tried putting it in these country talent shows on Facebook. You send your song out, and they'll send it back to you, or they'll accept it, or they'll make you come out and perform. But that didn't happen. I don't. Right. I guess there's too old for that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just going to, be who I am right now. And if something happens with this music I had, I think it's a great song. It is a country song. I do have a copy of it here. I mean, I could play it for you on the boombox I have here, but I'd rather send you a copy if you wanted to hear it.
Send us a copy, because we could play it here. Okay. It'll sound much better. I'll listen to it here, but also I want you to send a book.
Okay, I want to do both for you. I have both of them right here. And if you want me to play this song, I don't know how it will sound, but it's on a boombox. I mean, it's set up to do that, or would you rather wait?
No, the producer's saying wait, because it may not come through good, and he don't want it to sound bad. Neither do I. Because once you start it, you got to finish it. But
right.
No, I'd rather wait, and we can get it on next week or something. If I get it this week coming, or if not, it'll be the following week. We'll get it on. And
okay, we'll give you the address, and I'll send it out there.
Yeah, you got the pencil and paper there?
Yep.
1600 Indian Cove Lane.
Okay, Indian Cove Lane.
Las Vegas.
Okay. Las Vegas.
89128.
89128. And who should I make it attention to?
Fran Sullivan.
Okay.
You want him to send a copy? No? Okay. Yeah, and what we'll do is, depending on when we get it, but if we don't get it, where we could do it next week, we'll do it the following week, but we'll promote it a little bit.
Well, I'll send it out probably Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah,
you
so
can get it by then.
Yeah, I should have it.
Yeah. I can send you 2 copies of the song and 1 copy of the book.
That'd be great. Great.
Okay.
Because I
know, sounds great.
And I'm trying to think. Jeez, Manise, if I could get a hold of her. Nancy, friend of mine, I haven't spoke to her in years. But you've heard of the Oak Ridge Boys, right?
What's that, sir?
The Oak Ridge Boys?
Yeah, of course. Hmm?
Yeah, well, Joey Bonzel, Joey's sister, Nancy, is a friend of mine for years. If I could get in touch with Nancy, I might be able to, too. I got to send somebody up 18th and Chestnut. She had a salon up there, and I'm sure she probably still owns it, still has it. It's a hair salon on right off the corner of 18th and 118th, though.
My wife may have gone to her.
18th and Chestnut.
Yeah, when she worked at Center City.
Nancy Bonzel, that's her name. She was very pretty. Very, very pretty. Nancy Bonzel. Joey's the kid with the mustache. Does all the singing. The crazy kid. And he's from Philly. He's from Philly.
Now, would you want me to send you the copyright to my song?
Well, that would be good, because what I could, you make sure I could send it to somebody to make sure that they understand. It's legit song,
Okay.
and he owns it. You know,
That's right.
And would be good for them to record it. You know, if they like it, that's all it's about. Sometimes they hear it and they say, "Well, this ain't for me, but I got a guy it is for, or I got a girl." You know, and we could do something with it. You know.
It's a good country song. I think it's for. I can't say who it's for, but I wrote it for. I actually wrote it for Taylor Swift, actually, but and I sent it to some of the country singers that like Blake Shelton and all
Well,
those guys.
I'll send it to Taylor Swift. How's that? How's that for you?
Well, I don't know. She probably won't do this song. This is when you hear it, you'll decide who you really want to send it to.
All right. Okay.
It's just a nice country song. That's all, and it has a lot of meaning in it.
But you wouldn't mind if she did it, would you?
Oh, I don't care. I don't really care who does it. I mean, I just don't want it sitting in my office for so many years now. It's been, I don't know, maybe 10 years now, and it still sounds relevant. I mean, it still sounds relevant to what they're playing in country music today. You know, some of the solo singers do. It's just real country, so I think it might be something someone might want to do.
Well, I know a few entertainers out here in Las Vegas. After all, it's Vegas, and you know, well, so I might send it to John Savage. You know who John Savage is?
I've heard of him. Yes,
He's a movie star, John Savage.
right.
But he
John Savage.
played guitar, and I know John. I could call and tell him I'm sending him something, you know, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm going to try to get it out to some people for you. Okay.
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Brad.
what the hell? I mean, you know, it's what it's about. Help people. Why not? If you can help them, help them. It don't hurt. Don't hurt at all. And I'm gonna let you go in a couple minutes here. You got anything else good you want to say to me?
Well, you know what? It would probably be another topic, so I don't want to change the mood for that. I mean, I think I
What's
sent you something.
What's the topic so we can remind you the next time you're
Well, I have a lot of stuff. I've done some videos.
okay.
They're actually comedy videos. They're like short little skits, maybe last maybe a minute or two or something like that. But they really, when I shared it with a few people, they actually cracked up laughing about it. I'm doing a thing about a head transplant that's actually doctors in Italy. They have the technology to transplant a head on a human body. Say you have a diseased body but your head's okay. This is a true story. I'm serious. But the guy couldn't get any help. He couldn't get any help to do it. But anyway, the story goes like this. If I say it to you now, it might not come out of the way it should. But anyway, the story goes, well, you know, I have a problem with my body, and I need to do something about it. I can't find a doctor who can heal me. So the doctor said, well, I know a guy who could put your head on another body. So he goes like this, well, what about if somebody died that I didn't like? And you got his head and put it on another body, and he walks in with a scarf around his neck and says, I'm back.
That would be funny. Well, you're talking about stuff like that. I'm going to leave you with this one. The next time you see Joey, say to Joey, I was talking to Fran the other day, and he told me to ask you about the gorilla's foot. The gorilla's foot. That's all you got to say to him, and you'll crack him up. Yeah, the gorilla foot. Okay. Yeah.
Gorilla's foot.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's see if he tells you the story. If he doesn't tell you the story, I'm sure he will, though. I'll tell it to you on the air. It's funny as hell.
All right. All right.
The gorilla's foot. Don't forget, Frank. I'm glad you were able to speak with us today, and I'm looking forward to having you on and having your song and your book that we could tell people about, and hopefully, who knows? You never know, man. The only way you know is if you try. That's what I tell my kids all the time. Try, because that's the only way you're ever going to find out about anything. You got to try. And
well, I do thank you, Fran, for your time and everything else and your efforts and all that to try to help out in a situation like this, and I appreciate it very much. And hopefully we can continue to have these kind of shows on your program.
Yeah, well, we will. I promise you. All right, Frankie boy, you have it. Say hello to your wife. She was very pleasant when she spoke to me, when she sent me a little something the other day. I liked the way she sent it. It was very nice. And tell her I said hello. And then we're going to have to get her on, and she'll give us all the dirt.
Okay.
Well, she'll give us all the dirt about you, Frankie.
She'll probably need a 2-hour show for that one. She starts talking, she don't stop.
All right,
Thanks,
please
Frank.
tell her I said hello.
I will, Frank.
All right, Frank. Bye, babe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We have JD. JD, are you still there?
Yeah, Cacadones.
I kept telling him to put you on, but he wouldn't do it. He kept saying, no, no.
Hey, three quick things.
Go
You
right
talked
ahead.
about
Take your time. Take your time.
great buns on East Tropicana. I've been buying their buns and bread and pastries.
Oh, they're the best,
for over-
aren't they? Yeah.
for over 40 years. They're Italians out of Buffalo.
Is that where they're from? You really?
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder everything's so good.
Oh, you can't get any better.
No.
And then
no.
number two, have you heard we're going to have a big party at the Italian Club Thursday? They're going to have a nice Italian buffet, and all the politicians will probably be there for the debate.
Oh,
So maybe
really?
it might be, from 5 o'clock on, it might be a good idea to come down there and pass out some cards and let people know about your show.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm going to call Angelo Casara. I'm going to find out what's going on here. Ange.
Angelo the plumber,
Yeah. Angelo.
His kids and my kids went to school together.
Oh, did they really? Yeah.
At St. Vitus. Yeah, he's a hell of a guy. And his daughter, I forget now, but she's brilliant. She's, I forget what the heck she's doing. She's like a nuclear scientist or something. So he's done very well for himself here in Nevada. I think he came out of Buffalo too.
Good.
And
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
that's all right. Now, I thought of something the other day, and I'm going to start talking to radio shows. I hope they do it. And I hope maybe you play it a couple of times from now to the election day. And it's very simple. I thought of Joe Biden's new theme song for his campaign. And the title of the song is Yesterday by the Beatles. If I may just read two paragraphs from it as it starts off.
Go right ahead.
Yesterday, Joe Biden's theme song for everybody hit out there. Yesterday by the Beatles. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Suddenly I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. My sons, my brothers, my family, and then the rest of it. Isn't that
true is
true
it?
to life?
So true.
I mean, isn't that a truism?
Yes, it is.
Yesterday. I mean, here is a man who is so lucky, and he has an accomplishment that it's very hard for me to find in politics. He won 6 times as a senator, 36 years, 2 campaigns as vice president, that's 44 years, and then president, now 48 years. The sucker is 9-0, and I believe before that he was on the city council. I don't know if he won that or not, or if he was put there. So he's essentially 9-0, and he could retire like Rocky Marciano, the undefeated champion of the world.
Oh. Are you going to be down there Thursday?
Yes,
JJ?
yes, I am. There'll be a lot. All the politicians will be there that are running, and a lot of nice people that I know that in town. A lot of nice Italian guys and everything. And the food down there is excellent.
Yeah,
and
I know.
they're going to have a nice buffet.
Yeah.
So you'll meet some people probably that you know, and you'll make a lot of new friends, acquaintances that I'm sure you'll enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Thursday night at 5:30, 5 o'clock, and $20.
You got it. You got it, buddy.
And yeah, so how's your health doing?
I'm feeling much better, JD. I really am. I'm
Okay.
feeling better every day. They wanted to take some pictures of my heart the other day. You know, they do that like a quardiogram or whatever, you know. You call it.
Yeah.
And but I just couldn't make it. I was doing something else, and I
golly.
was doing something else. Mike,
What part of town do you live on? East, west, north?
No, I'm in Summerlin.
Summerlin.
Yeah.
I'm near Green Valley.
Okay.
And
well,
the
on that
Italian
side.
Club. You
Yeah.
have you ever been to the Italian Club
Oh yeah, many times.
on East Sahara there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Many times. Yeah.
Well, I remember the old days when Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra used to hang out there in the '60s and '70s. Man, that was a Joe DiMaggio. Oh, what a guy he was.
Wow. You got some good stories there, Jay.
Well, I used to go to the New York Giant football games. I had season tickets,
Right.
and back then in the '60s and '70s, we went to the football games with a sport jacket and a tie. There was about 10 of us, and we'd get there at 9 o'clock in the morning for the 1 o'clock game because we went up into the clubhouse, had breakfast, made our bets. We brought our bookmaker with us. We brought the sheriff with us. We were well protected. And one day we're sitting there and Joe DiMaggio walks over to our table and he says, "Gents," he says, "I forgot you can't buy liquor on Sunday in New York. Would anybody happen to have any bourbon?" So we all had a flask. I had a flask of old granddad bourbon. I gave him my bourbon. He took it to the bar where he was with a couple of buddies. He came back a half hour, an hour later, gave it back to me, had about an inch left. He drank it all. Shook hands, said hello, never took a picture like a dummy. I never even asked for an autograph. That was about 1968, 1970.
He would have done it in a minute for you. Yeah. He would have done that in a minute for you, you know?
Well, of course, for
Yeah, sure.
for all. And then one of the best stories, I'm washing my hands at the MGM years ago in the late '80s, a big banquet for all the sportscasters, Carey and Harry Carey and Jack Buck and Hall of Famers. Willie Mays was there, Hank Barron, Ted Williams. I'm washing my hands in the bathroom, and who's standing next to me washing his hands? Stan the Man Musial.
Oh, no kidding. Really?
And I don't know if you got time, but this is the best story.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Can you hear me?
So I look up and I go, "Oh, my God, Stan the Man." And I said, "Mr. Musial," I said, "I want to thank you for watching you play some wonderful baseball all those years." I said, "Even though you used to kill my Brooklyn Dodgers." And he laughed and he said, "Yeah, I used to murder those bums, didn't I?" Yeah, I said, that was his highest batting. He batted like 347 lifetime, but against the Dodgers, he batted 400. I said, "I remember a doubleheader in Ebbets Field when you beat us 22-2 and 24-4.
Wow.
And you were 12 for 15 with 5 home runs." He looked at me incredulously. He said, "You remember that doubleheader?" I don't know why I said it. I said, "Not as good as you do." He put his arm around me, and we had to walk 300 yards back to the banquet and talk in baseball. Me, like a dummy, I don't get an autograph either. And they say DiMaggio and Stan Musial were the toughest autographs. They didn't sign too many.
Well, they would have definitely signed it for you. They'd have done it.
All right, I'll let you go. Feel better. Hope to meet you Thursday.
Yeah, hopefully, JD, for sure.
I hope you feel better and try and get out there. I think you'll have a good time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Sta bene, Borgia.
Bye-bye.
Denise.
Yeah, make up your mind. Denise, darling.
Hi, Fran. How are you?
How you
Happy
feeling?
Sunday.
How are you feeling? You
Okay,
Feeling better
good.
this week?
Yeah, it's getting there. Much better.
Good, great, wonderful. I was just talking to a fella that doing something down at the Italian American Club this Thursday night. They're having a politicians' night, and the politicians will be there shaking hands and asking for money and blah, 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 And then I had another guy from South Philly that wrote a book, wrote a song. He's an older man now, and I said, what do you wait around for? People ask you for stuff and you don't go and you do it, But in any event, how are you, kiddo?
I'm good. I'm just, priming and prepping for my audio book and, living life, doing what we have to do and pushing out of respect. And I'm still going strong. So I'm grateful and thankful.
You're going to be fine.
So
You're going to be fine.
Yeah. We'll be in the studio July. At the end of July, we'll be in the studio recording.
Oh, okay, good, great.
They're going to fly out here, and we're going to record in the studio on the set in Burbank, in West Hollywood.
Wonderful. And you're going to do the whole thing yourself?
Yeah,
Okay. Sounds like a plan
yeah,
to me.
that's what I'm. Yeah, it's getting down all the voices, inflections, and keeping South Philly in it.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be hard for you to keep South Philly in it.
Like a few people said, you mispronounced that. I said, no, that's how we say it.
Yeah, right.
Like
Okay.
Pashunk. They
Yeah.
said, no, it's Passyunk. I said, not
Passyunk.
to us, it isn't.
Passyunk Avenue. Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm doing okay. I just been trying to get stuff sorted out in my life to make it short, and get things where I can start to maneuver again. And I'm almost there. I think by the end of next week, I'll be there, and I'm going to change the program around. I mean, I'll be able to do the program the way it should have been done from the beginning, if I didn't have all these setbacks, which I did have. But that's okay. I don't care because I already know.
Well, behind you. Exactly.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, D. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it straight. I'm going to. I got a bunch of stuff I want to get done, and it's not a whole lot. It's maybe 7 different things that I got to get done, and I will get it done in the next before the month's out. Before this month is
Good
out,
for
I'll
you.
be getting it done. And yeah, and he wanted me to keep the show over another hour, but I can't. I was talking to somebody, so I really couldn't talk to Justin. But
Well, that's okay. Just remember one thing. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until good is better and better is best.
Oh, I
That's
like
what you're
that.
headed for.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you have to send that to me because
Okay.
I'll never remember it unless I memorize it. But
Well, I'm glad to just chat with you.
yeah, D, and I got a friend of mine out there. He's in a hospital out there, so I haven't had time to even go out and see John, to see how he's doing. And he's been in the hospital a couple months now, and he keeps saying he's fine. He's fine. It's more like a nursing type nursing home, kind of hospital. And
Hmm.
but he sounds great. I just talked to him again today. I didn't speak to him all week, and I apologized to him. I said, I'm sorry, Johnny, but I'm just trying to get everything back to normal again, and I'm almost there. And because I had a bunch of setbacks with different people, and but that's okay. It is. It's all right. And a lot of things you already know. I don't have to tell you because
You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, you've had a bunch of them, so and it's hard to get back on the track again. Once you
That's
fall
right.
off or somebody knocks you off for whatever the reasoning is, it's hard to get.
You're talking to the kettle.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I know I am. Well, listen, gorgeous. I want to.
Okay.
We'll go for a little longer?
Yeah, have fun. Go,
All right.
keep going. I got you.
Okay. So what do you got cooking for today? What are you doing, babes?
Me, I'm basically, going through. Do you ever read 300 pages with different dialects and characters? Because I'm the character on every one.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm the crazy mother. I'm the doting father. I'm the wise guy.
Oh, that's right. You got to do it all. Yeah. All right. I got you. I got you.
And then you have to keep reading as if, I'm the narrator.
Well, if it's done
But
right,
it's all good.
It's going to be, it's going to be good.
It's all good. It's all good. This is a learning curve, and I think that God put it in my path for a reason.
Well, I'll tell you what I know, and this is what I truly know. I know that if you don't give up, you make it happen. One way or another, it will happen. I'm not saying you set the world on fire with it, but you get it done. And I don't care what it is.
Well,
as long as you don't lose
I
faith in
agree.
it. If you have
Well, that's my father, and you know, he just grinded me and saying, "Daddy, if you not get knocked down 27 times, get up that 28th time,
That's it.
because that could be it."
that's
So
it. That's
you
the
know, that's
time.
all I've been doing my whole life. I won't back down.
Well,
You know, I'm a warrior. Like, you know, we're bringing Rocky home. You know what I mean?
well, you know what? That's the sign of a winner, D. You know, you don't have to be a winner to make $1 million. You just have to
Exactly.
win what it is you're trying to win, and you
It's
don't have to make a million.
tenacity.
Yeah, it's all it is. And I have all the faith in the world in you, kid. And I said this to you before,
Thank you, Fran.
I haven't been able to do the things I want to do, but in the next 2 to 3 weeks I will, and I guarantee you, young lady, I'm gonna pump you up. You ain't gonna believe what I'm gonna do for you. And I'm not
Well,
kidding
off
because
here, you know, we
made
could
you
talk
wait.
about it, because I pulled together an idea plan, and I wanted to run it by you. I think you'll like it.
Okay. Well, then don't tell me on the air.
I just said I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
think you'll benefit all of us. All right.
Well, that's what it's
Much
about.
love.
That's what it's about. Same here, sweetheart. You
Take care, friend.
all right, babes.
Have a great week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You wanted to keep the show going for a
I
little
was gonna
bit.
say, if you wanted to keep going, keep going.
No, I really do have to do something in about another 45 minutes anyway.
I got you. Hold
But
on.
so I don't want to, and that's what I did yesterday. I pushed myself, and then I was late for what I didn't need to be late for, but I was late anyway. But in any event, hold on a minute. Can we dial a number? I'm going to give you the number right now.
Just hand me your phone. Don't give it over the air.
You got it. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Give me 1 second here. I almost have it. Almost. Shit. I can talk. Well, I want to talk. I want to talk. I'm making this call because I want to find out what's going on Thursday. And this guy will know if we can get him. If he's not taking a nap, you know, he's very old. Oh, I'm kidding. He's not really that old, but
Hey, Angela, Justin is Fran with the Italian leadership. Mind going on there for a couple minutes? Justin, I'm working with Francis Sullivan. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Angelo,
Hey, Franny,
how you doing, buddy?
what's going on? Are we on live?
Yes, you are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, we're up in Big Bear, California, Big Bear Lake.
Sure, you're out on the boat having a party.
Yeah, actually, we just came in for lunch, but yeah, we're having a good time. Hey, what's going on? How you guys been?
Very good. And I don't know, he's doing something with Mark this week, I think, little Franny, you know. And
Yeah, good.
yeah, that's all going great, you know. It's wonderful.
Radio.
But I was talking to a fella called me because I do my show at 12 o'clock on Sundays. And a fella called me, JD, his name is. He calls me a lot. And a really nice guy. Been around forever. But he told me they're having a big shindig down at the Italian Club Thursday night for all politicians.
Yeah, they are. The Republican party is having the watch, the debate watch. Yeah, and Michael McDonald and
Yeah.
Sam Brown and a lot of the people are going to be there.
Are you going to be there?
No, I'm up in like I said, I'm up in Big Bear Lake.
Oh, well, I'll be up here tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding you.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
that Brown, that Sam Brown kid, I like him.
yeah, we do too.
I like him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we do too. So you can buy tickets. I don't really remember how much the tickets
I
are.
think he told me they were $20 or something. I don't know.
Yes,
But no
yeah,
big
yeah,
deal.
that's what they are. Yeah,
But
yeah, $20. Yeah,
I'm definitely going to go. Maybe I'll take my son Franny, and
yeah, good.
and
Yeah,
see.
they got a pretty good list of people that are going to come over there, and it ought to be a nice night.
Beautiful. I didn't mean to bother you. I didn't realize you were out on vacation and for the week. You out there for the week?
Yeah. We finished up the scholarship thing last Saturday,
Right.
and it was a big thing off my plate. We awarded $65,000 in scholarships to local Clark County Italian American students, the cream of the crop,
Isn't that
and
wonderful?
we were very fortunate. The Honorable Mayor Carolyn Goodman came and delivered and read a beautiful proclamation to the Italian American Club, the Scholarship Foundation, and of course congratulated all the students and their families. And we were also very fortunate to have the Honorable Governor Joe Lombardo that came and actually presented all the. We had 26 recipients, and the governor presented all 26 individually, and read off what school they're going to and what they're interested in, what they're studying, and gave them the certificates and took pictures with them, and all the families were there. And I don't know, we had about 175 people there. It was just a really wonderful. It's one of our premier events. You know that, Brad.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's so nice. I mean, beautiful. It really is.
Yeah. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of people believe in our program and donate. And we have some fundraisers here and there, and able to award that kind of money. So. If you got another minute or two, I'll tell you one more thing about it.
Yes, you take your time, whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so our number one, our top student, we call him we call that person the distinguished student, which is the best scores and all the different things that qualify as the most distinguished student. That student not only gets $6,000 from us, but they're also, because of our affiliation with the National Italian American Foundation out of Washington D.C., it entitles them to be part of the Voyage of Discovery program, which means that student gets to go on a 2-week all-expense-paid trip to Italy. This year it's Tuscany, and they learn an awful lot about the history, the heritage, and that kind of stuff. It's a little bit of a vacation, but it's a learning thing. It's just to keep our heritage and our cultural thing going. So it's really cool.
I love it. I do. I mean, that's what this show's about. I just haven't had. I just had so many setbacks. I couldn't get it off the ground yet. But by next month, I'll have it off the ground. I'll have it all put together. Are you out there with the whole family?
Yes. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you, Angelo.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You feeling good?
Feeling very good. Yep, very good. My 2 grandkids are here, and my cousins came up from San Diego. My daughters are here, and husbands and everybody. So we're having a great time.
Good, beautiful.
Yeah. So, well, listen, I appreciate the call, and stay well. I wish I was going to. Not I wish. It'd be nice if I could see you Thursday night over there, but.
You're going to be on vacation. You're going to be.
Yeah, right.
But at that time, you'll put it on up there, but you'll fall asleep. Don't worry.
No. It'll be interesting. I'm very curious to see how it comes out.
So am I.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see. For sure.
Yeah, so.
All right, Angie. I'm glad you're able to take the time to speak with me.
Sure thing, Fran. Anytime, pal. Okay, stay well, you guys.
You too, baby.
All right.
Thanks, Angelo.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Angelo Casara. Casara Plumbing. You see his trucks all over Las Vegas. They're the white trucks with the red lettering, and it says Casara Plumbing. He's been here 40 years doing plumbing in this city. Fabulous guy. And he also happens to be the president of the Italian American Club, Angelo Casara. And, of course, our other good pal that runs the show down there is another really, really good guy. And I was thinking of maybe calling him, but he's probably home doing something. Ben Spano, and Ben's a real character. Um, no, I'm not going to bother him. Angelo is different. In any event, maybe we will. Let me see. I haven't spoke to Ben in a while. Hold on a minute. Let me get his number. I mean, years ago we used to know all these numbers by heart. Now we got to look them up. So it's okay. It's okay, they say. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, wow. Must be under something else here, huh? Probably is. Ben Spano. Ben Spano. Okay. Tell me I got. Hold on 1 minute for me, one more time. I got. I gotta check something here. See, I got a different phone, and I'm wondering if I put Ben's number. They don't do that for you anymore. They don't transfer the numbers anymore. Let me see.
Yeah, I had to deal with all that too.
Did you?
Manually put all my numbers
Yeah,
in.
God, you gotta, and that's what I think happened here. I don't have it because it's on the other phone. Jeez, Manies, I'm sorry about that. Ben's a really nice guy. He really, really is. I would find out, I got a reason to call him. Do you have any tickets left? Let me, I'm going to look under Ben again. It's under the B's. Let me see if I can find him. Maybe I missed it. Could be. Could be. No, I'm not seeing it. Well, we're running a little late anyway, so we ran over. But no, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I am. I don't have it. It's in the other phone. And when you tell them, can you transfer all the? Oh, we can't transfer all the numbers. No, it only transfers so many. And I have a lot of numbers in reality. I really do. And in any event, I just to end the segment today. I had a lot of setbacks, and that's the truth of it. I had a lot of setbacks, and but I overcame it. I did. I overcame it all, and I need to get a few more things accomplished this week, which I will do, and then we're going to put this Italian American radio show, in. We're going to put it in a lot of different places, and people will in any event, I'm trying to get everything straight with the show because it really set us back a lot. And what happens when you're doing a show of any type, together again. Well, you can put it back together again, but not the original way. You got to redo everything, and it doesn't always work out the way you wanted it to work out because every one of them are different. They're just different. But it's okay. I was a little mad there for a while, But at myself, not at anybody else, at myself. But I'm not mad anymore. I'm back to Franny, and that's me, Francis. Um, yeah. So in any event, we're going to get it all put together, and we're going to have some fun stuff happening. Even to the entertainers, I know a lot of entertainers. I haven't even spoke to them, and the reason I didn't speak to them, being honest, because everything was happening the wrong way. So why do I want to invite somebody on the show and then maybe I can't get them on the show? I don't do things like that. I mean, it's just not my style. So unless I don't like them, maybe if I didn't like them, I would do it. I'm kidding. In any event, we got to go. We want you to have a beautiful day, whoever is listening, and whoever is not listening. If you hear about the show, you have a beautiful day too. And we'll talk next week, and I'll have a little more information for everybody next week, and that's for sure. And we'll take it from there. Okay? We're going to sign off. We're off.
Now, is the number one pick in that same draft going to win it this year? You know something, Marty? I went into the initial feelings that just like pitching and defense, quarterback and defense, goaltending and defense wins it. And I looked pretty smart the first 3 games. I thought Florida would do the same thing the Celtics did, 4 or 5 games. Yep. But something has happened, and what has happened, when I told you the coaching and the defense, or the goaltending role has absolutely flipped on its